The Rover 75, a car that's always sold with a queue of vehicles in its wake, unable to get past.
You never see one of these things going along more than 37 miles an hour. Really, it should have a wood-burning stove instead of a heater, and mullioned windows, and perhaps a thatched roof.
Rover therefore decided to do this faster, bigger-engined MG version, but unfortunately, they're not exactly well-funded at the moment.
Obviously, they didn't have enough cash to design their own engine, so they bought one from Ford. It's the 4.6-litre V8 from a Mustang, and it's a terrible engine. It's got 2 valves per cylinder, it's made out of volcanic rock and pig iron, it produces carbon dioxide in lumps the size of houses, it produces less power for its size than the engine in a Daewoo Matiz, and if you push it, it does about 9 miles to the gallon. This is rubbish! And they couldn't hook it up to the front wheels like they do with the engines in normal Rovers, so they had to send the power down a prop shaft to the back wheels. And that meant designing a new floor and new suspension. And then they really were out of money. I mean, they went through their pockets, they looked down the back of the sofa, they raided the kids' money boxes, but there was nothing left at all to change the styling. So they've ended up with a brand new car that looks exactly the same as the old one.
Happiness, happiness, the greatest.
That doesn't matter on the outside. Apart from the new radiator grille, which looks like a Victorian hearth, it's not such a bad-looking old Hector. But it does matter on the inside.
It's got an old-fashioned dash, old-fashioned dials, the wheel from a ship. There's not much space in the back, and now there's a thumping V8 under the bonnet. There's nowhere to put my left foot either.
There are other problems too. It isn't that powerful, it isn't that fast, it isn't that well equipped, and the top model costs £33,000, which is a lot. Especially as it'll depreciate as fast as last year's laptop.
And yet, there is something about it.
First of all, the engine. It may be a gammy leg, but Rover's boffins have worked wonders with it. It sounds nice in a muted, rumbly sort of way, and it is surprisingly smooth. Think of it as Louis Armstrong.
Only love. And look at this. I'm doing 40 miles an hour in 4th gear. Put my foot down, and it takes 5.5 seconds to get to 60. Now, okay, stay in 4th, put my foot down again, and it's 5.5 seconds to get to 80. There. Foot down again, to get to 100. 5.5 seconds. You never need to change gear. Ever.
And there's something else too. God knows how they've managed it with nothing more than a socket set and a gift voucher from Halfords, but they've made a car which handles like nothing I've ever driven.
Run, rabbit, run, rabbit, run, run, run. Don't give the farmer.
Everything happens in slow motion. When the back steps out of line like that, you've got time to read the instruction manual to find out what you should be doing about it.
Run, run, run.
From the outside, this looks dramatic and frightening, but from the inside, it's as relaxing as a head massage.
You soon forget that your left leg's coming off and that you're driving around in Dr. Finley's underpants. And you forget also that the engine was made out of stone by people who at the time hadn't even discovered fire. You forget all this because it's just so unbelievably calm. Slow motion. remember that the Spitfire, the World War II fighter, was designed and developed for just £12,500. And this car is another example of that British plum.
I'll tell you what this car demonstrates better than anything else. Impecunity, it's the mother of ingenuity.
Would you buy one?
The problem is that it's Rover. Every time you open a newspaper now, there's a story in it saying, ooh, Rover's in trouble. So what I want is for those 4 guys who bought it from BMW to stand up and say, look, we're fine, and we're going to be here in 5 years, or you can stab us all in the heart.
Right. So, if they offered this, frankly, industry-leading warranty that allowed you to kill the boss, would you buy one then?
I don't know, it's very likeable.
It's got charm, isn't it?
Yeah.
And charm is what we like.
I know.
It's very difficult to achieve.
I know.
It's not like sort of engineering excellence.
I know, but the problem is that in every quantifiable way, price, performance, economy, space, it's completely thrashed by BMWs and Audis and Mercs.